The discontented man finds no easy chair. Virtue and a trade are a child's best portion. The first degree of folly is to conceit oneself wise, the second to profess it, the third to despise counsel. Take heed of the vinegar of sweet wine, and the anger of good nature. The bell calls others to church, but itself never minds the sermon. You may delay, but time will not. Despair ruins some, presumption many. Lost time is never found again. Nigh neighbor to the squire, poor Sam complained of frequent wrongs, but no amends he gained. Each day his gates thrown down, his fences broke, and injured still the more he spoke. At last, resolved his potent foe to awe, a suit against him he began in law. 9 happy terms through all the forms he run, obtained his cause, had costs, and was undone. Presumption first blinds a man, then sets him a-running. Blame all and praise all are 2 blockheads. Be temperate in wine, in eating, girls, and cloth, or the gout will seize you and plague you both. Take this remark from Richard, poor and lame. Whatever begun in anger ends in shame. What one relishes, nourishes. Don't think to hunt 2 hares with 1 dog. All things are easy to industry, all things difficult to sloth. Beauty and folly are old companions. He that cannot obey, cannot command. Where there is marriage without love, there will be love without marriage. Never spare the parson's wine, nor the baker's pudding. Laws like to cobwebs, catch small flies. Great ones break through before your eyes. An egg today is better than a hen tomorrow. Drink water, put the money in your pocket, and leave the dry bellyache in the punch bowl. The magistrate should obey the laws. The people should obey the magistrate. Necessity has no law. I know some attorneys of the same. He does not possess wealth, it possesses him. The thrifty maxim of the wary Dutch is to save all the money they can touch. By diligence and patience, the mouse bit into the cable. 'Tis against some men's principle to pay interest, and seems against others' interest to pay the principal. A great talker may be no fool, but he is one that relies on him. When reason preaches, if you don't hear her, she'll box your ears. Fools multiply folly. The good will of the governed will be starved, if not fed by the good deeds of the governors. A parrot is for prating prized, but prattling women are despised. She who attacks another's honor draws every living thing upon her. Think, madam, when you stretch your lungs, that all your neighbors too have tongues. One slander 50 will beget. The world with interest pays the debt. Paintings and fightings are best seen at a distance. If you would reap praise, you must sow the seeds, gentle words and useful deeds. A man in a passion rides a mad horse. Sudden power is apt to be insolent, sudden liberty saucy. That behaves best which has grown gradually. Many have quarreled about religion that have never practiced it. If man could have half his wishes, he would double his troubles. On the Florida War. From Georgia to Augustine the general goes. From Augustine to Georgia comes our foes. Hardy from Charleston to St. Simon's hies. Again from thence to Charleston back he flies. Forth from St. Simon's, then the Spaniards creep. Say, children, is not this your play, Bo Peep? It is ill jesting with the joiner's tools, worse with the doctor's. Onions can make even heirs and widows weep. Children and princes will quarrel for trifles. Success has ruined many a man. It is not leisure that is not used. Haste makes waste. From bad health, bad conscience, and parties' dull strife. From an insolent friend, and a termagant wife. From the kindred of such, on one side or the other, who must wisely delight in plaguing each other. From the wretch, who can't, while he mischief designs. From old rotten mills, banked meadows, and mines. From curses like these, if kind heaven defends me, I'll never complain of the fortune it sends me. Philosophy as well as foppery often changes fashion. Ever since follies have pleased, fools have been able to divert. It is better to make many injuries than to give one. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. To be humble to superiors is duty, to equals courtesy, to inferiors nobleness. Here comes the orator with his flood of words and his drop of reason. If what most men admire they would despise, 'twould look as if mankind were growing wise. An old young man will be a young old man. If you know how to spend less than you get, you have the philosopher's stone. Sally laughs at everything you say. Why? Because she has fine teeth. Diligence is the mother of good luck. Ill thrives that hapless family that shows. A cock that's silent, and a hen that crows. I know not which lives more unnatural lives, obeying husbands or commanding wives. Do not do that which you would not have known. Wish a miser long life, and you wish him no good. When death puts out your flame, the snuff will tell if you are wax or tallow by the smell. At a great pennyworth, pause a while. If thou wouldst live long, live well, for folly and wickedness shorten life. He that is of opinion money will do everything may well be suspected of doing everything for money. Ignorance leads men into a party, and shame keeps them from getting out again. Trust thyself, and another shall not betray thee. Doris, a widow past her prime, her spouse long dead, her wailing doubles. Her real griefs increase by time. What might abate improves her troubles. Those pangs her prudent hopes suppressed. Impatient now, she cannot smother. How should the helpless woman rest? One's gone, nor can she get another. He that pays for work before it's done has but a pennyworth for 2 pence. Anger is never without a reason, but seldom with a good one. Thou canst not joke an enemy into a friend, but thou mayst a friend into an enemy. He that falls in love with himself will have no rivals. Grace thou thy house, and let not that grace thee. He that best understands the world least likes it. A lean award is better than a fat judgment. God, parents, and instructors can never be requited. Patience in market is worth pounds in a year. Idleness is the greatest prodigality. One man may be more cunning than another, but not more cunning than everybody else. The sting of a reproach is the truth of it. Light-heeled mothers make leaden-heeled daughters. An ounce of wit that is bought is worth a pound that is taught. He that resolves to mend hereafter resolves not to mend now. Every man for himself, etc. A town feared its siege, and held consultation. What was the best method of fortification? A grave, skilful mason declared his opinion, that nothing but stone would secure the dominion. A carpenter said, though that was well spoke, yet he'd rather advise to defend it with oak. A tanner much wiser than both these together cried, try what you please, but nothing's like leather. An ill wound, but not an ill name, may be healed. God heals, and the doctor takes the fee. When the well's dry, we know the worth of water. Virtue and happiness are mother and daughter. A good wife and health is a man's best wealth. Giles Jolt, as sleeping in his cart he lay, some pilfering villains stole his team away. Giles wakes and cries, "What's here, a Dickens, what? Why, how now? I am Giles, or am I not? If he, I've lost 6 geldings, to my smart. If not, odds budkins, I've found a cart." He that whines for glass without G, take away L, and that's he. A quarrelsome man has no good neighbors. Buy what thou hast no need of, and ere long thou shalt sell thy necessities. If you want a neat wife, go choose her on a Saturday. Nothing brings more pain than too much pleasure. Nothing more bondage than too much liberty, or libertinism. Read much, but not too many books. You may be more happy than princes, if you will be more virtuous. If you would not be forgotten, as soon as you are dead and rotten, either write things worth reading, or do things worth the writing. Sell not virtue to purchase wealth, nor liberty to purchase power. Keep your eyes wide open before marriage, half shut afterwards. Mary's mouth costs her nothing, for she never opens it but at others' expense. Dorothy would with John be married. Dorothy's wise, I trow, but John by no means Dorothy will wed. John's the wiser of the two. Don't throw stones at your neighbors if your own windows are glass. The excellency of hogs is fatness, of men, virtue. Why does the blind man's wife paint herself? He that spells upon trust loses many friends, and always wants money. Lovers, travelers, and poets will give money to be heard. 2 or 3 frolics abroad in sweet May, 2 or 3 civil things said by the way, 2 or 3 languishes, 2 or 3 sighs, 2 or 3 bless me's and let me dies, 2 or 3 squeezes, and 2 or 3 towses, with 2 or 300 pound spent at their houses, can never fail cuckolding 2 or 3 spouses. Forewarned, forearmed. Many a man thinks he is buying pleasure when he is really selling himself a slave to it.